How can we help you to optimize the pathways to optimal health? And this is something that is our mission here at South Florida Integrative Health Center to help people really get healthier and to optimize their health, get them on their wellness journey. There's so much information out there how to get healthy, different ways of eating, different vitamins and nutrients and supplements and different philosophies of what causes aging. And then there's science of the aging process. What makes a person age faster? What are these underlying causes of aging? Are we just going to be medicine that looks at only disease, just looking at this reference range and waiting for someone to be out of the range? Or can we be proactive and see what is the optimal number in the range for this particular person? We're also unique how we interact with our environment, our genes, with toxins, with hormones in the environment, pesticides, chemicals, the foods that we're eating, nutrition, the vitamins and nutrients that we get from our foods and that we absorb. How is our body absorbing those nutrients? And this all comes into play when we study these advanced biomarkers of aging, and some of them aren't so advanced. It's just how you read them, how you put it all together, and what are you looking for? We're looking for prevention of these chronic diseases that occur because these underlying pathways to health are not optimized. Number one, inflammation. What is causing? What is the root cause of inflammation? And how can we help the body naturally to control inflammation? How can we support the body with that state of inflammation? First, we need to measure it and identify it. Then we have to see if there's a dysregulation and ups and downs of blood sugars, insulin resistance, measuring whether insulin, glucose, and how a person responds to eating different foods is so important and so essential to reaching optimal health. And then we're looking at the types of fats that a person has, not just cholesterol, but are these types of cholesterol breaking down into these more problematic types, the types that clog and block the arteries. They're usually these low dense lipoproteins, small dense particles, and we need to measure them, and not only measure them, take actions using natural modalities and foods are very important because the right fats, the right combinations of fats and proteins and healthy carbohydrates is so key in getting to a healthy metabolism, a healthy levels of blood sugar, and healthy types of fats in the blood. That is so key. Then what we do is we work on these liver detoxification systems that we are so aware of now in science. Type the phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification systems, and we know so much about these systems and the processes behind them that we can have a person eat foods and take nutrients if they need to that are going to optimize those liver detoxification systems and make sure that these systems are not being overburdened by different combinations of medications, if that's the case, or even natural herbal supplements that might also be going through these liver detoxification systems. This is also very important to ascertain and to make sure that we optimize these liver detoxification systems. Also, what we do is optimize the vitamins and nutrients, minerals, amino acids that a person not only is eating, absorbing as well, and what is getting into the cells, what are they needing in their diet that's going to make up for what they don't have, what we see on these blood tests, and of course these advanced gut microbiome tests that a person needs. We also want to work on mitochondrial function. Mitochondria is what gives us our energy. And at times we don't give it those nutrients that I'm talking about. And also we give it more stress through oxidative stress, through toxins in the environment, the types of exercise and sleep that we're getting, and the types of foods that we're eating sometimes don't provide the mitochondria with what it needs. The mitochondria is our source of our energy. So we really want to optimize mitochondrial health. And gut health is so key. Now, the gut health is the newest frontier of really optimizing health. We want to really do the very best gut microbiome testing that's going to give us the clinical information to help us connect what's going on in the gut with what's going on in the system through the knowledge that we have through the results of the blood tests. So we can see whether a person is absorbing their nutrients and whether that's connected to something that's going on in the gut. Is there an overgrowth of bacteria, certain types of bacteria, whether it could be even yeast or fungus, that's candida, different types of fungus. That's a separate thing that we ascertain on a very advanced gut microbiome test. We also want to make sure there's not an overgrowth of parasites, because we know that we all have certain amounts of yeast and parasites, H. pylori, and different types of bacteria in our gut. But when they become overgrown, they can become inflammatory, can release a lot of inflammatory products that make our body inflamed. We also have these bacteria that kind of confuse our immune system and causes our immune system to overreact. And we have types of bacteria that hurt the lining of our gut and the lining of our stomach. Also, we want to make sure we have sufficient digestive enzymes. We're digesting fats, getting those fat soluble vitamins, and so important, not reacting or being sensitive to many different types of foods so they're not burdening our body. This is all done in our very advanced gut microbiome testing. But more importantly, we put together the gut microbiome with other systems in the body. For example, the gut microbiome and cardiovascular health. Is there an overgrowth of bacteria that is releasing these lipopolysaccharides? In other words, these inflammatory materials that can be really causing these particles of cholesterol to become oxidized, inflamed, and then begin that process of the hardening of the arteries known as coronary artery disease. We also want to make sure we connect the gut and blood sugar issues, metabolism, metabolic issues. And that is when we see this overgrowth of certain types of sometimes even good bacteria like Akkermansia or other types of bacteria that can really be contributing to this metabolic dysfunction. And we also see other types of bacteria that are overgrown and affect autoimmunity, other bacteria and lack of good bacteria that affect vitamin production and absorption. So all this comes into play. So important to really optimize your health through optimizing the gut. So these are the pathways that we use to optimize a person's health, not just looking for disease, but looking for prevention and to be proactive and to take control of your health by optimizing these pathways of health. If you have any questions, reach out to us through a discovery call that is mentioned there, that is stated there at the bottom of the screen, our website. You can make a 15-minute discovery call and see how functional medicine, getting to the root cause, seeing how the body functions in this environment through foods that we're eating. Again, that's the foundation, the foods that we eat, but it's so much more complex now with our interaction with our genes, toxins, the environment, hormones, and so much more. Reach out to us at South Florida Integrative Health Center. We are here to help.